made of this? Who am I to hold it or resist? Trading through the blockchain haze, everybody's chase turns to craze. Some coins boom, some coins bleed. FOMO's grip is all I need. Wallets locked, my heart's in play. Crypto nights steal breath away. Charts go up and crash below. Wheels manipulate the flow. Dreams of Lambos fuel my soul. Lost in this decentralized hole. Made of this. Who am I to hold out or resist? Trading through the blockchain haze, everybody's chase turns to craze. Hold on, I stake it high. Hold on, I buy the dip. Hold on, I ride the wave. Hold on, till markets flip. Keep chasing the thrill. Sweet gains through bulls in the spill. Sweet gains are made of this. Crypto dreams I can't dismiss.
Hello. Hello.
Caught in the globe, where the charts collide, dips fade away. I'm on this neon ride, sats in my
Previous shows have been sponsored by Good Ass Coffee. However, I want to announce tonight that is also the reason why we slept till 1 o'clock this afternoon. So tonight's show will be sponsored by Big Ass Bong Kits. You can't, if you can't beat them, join them. Just saying. Thank you.
Bull runs my wave, I'm rewriting the game. Neon bull run lighting up the sky. Rising through the dark, I'm flying high. Yeah. Crypto's glow won't fade my soul. Bull run shines, I found my goal. Neon bull run. Oh. Rook pulls behind, I've broke their chains. Flipped the spark to gold, washed away the stains. Markets are hung, echoes in my core. Ooh, yeah. Soulful. Moons lift me up, I'm craving more, yeah. Dips turn to light, I'm riding this gleam. Every crash I dodge, every win supreme. Crypto's my rhythm, flowing through my sight. Bull runs my dawn, burning up the night. Neon bull run lighting up the sky. Rising through the dark, I'm flying high. Yeah. Crypto's global fade my soul. Bull run shines, I found my goal.
Remember, this is a family show, so make sure you puff give. It's not a talking stick, for gosh sakes.
The young lights ignite. Ooh, yeah. Now I'm stacking stars, I've broke it all. Yeah. Crypto's Neon's my spark, my fight, my gleam. Bull runs my pulse, live in the dream. Glow through the chaos, rise through the grind. Neon's my fire, I'm one of a kind. Neon bull run lighting up the sky. Rising through the dark, I'm flying high. Yeah, crypto's glow fade my soul. Bull run shines, I found my gold.
Ladies and gentlemen, if I can now have your attention, it's time for the ceremoniously ringing of the cowbell during the pre-show. As you're saying, good luck clears the air, and just, gosh darn, it's just fun to play with. If you'd like to join me with this little innocuous ceremony, grab your dingling, fling it around till it makes you scream, bada bing, bada bing. Thank you. Well, ceremony is now complete. We may proceed with the proceedings. From henceforth, let us now proceed.
Dreams of futures so electric. Crypto world got us eclectic. Money moves fast and wild, surfing waves like a digital child. West Coast vibes in every trade. No regret.
For those of you out there that are hitting that like button, I just want to say thank you very much.
Welcome everyone to Late Night Crypto with Road Dog. Hope you're having a happy evening. This is, best I can tell, it's Saturday evening, 10 o'clock p.m. Eastern Standard Time here, July 19th. And we're sitting here at the Bitcoin pretty much going sideways. It's about where it was, I think, last night when we were talking, or maybe I can't remember. Were we down here last night? Oh, we should have been right up in about the same areas. Bouncing down, and it's just sideways, and that's kind of cool for altcoins as long as Bitcoin dominance is hanging around, going down, and it has been, and that's been good for altcoins. Now, true is what I suspected. You're starting to see a lot of thumbnails and a lot of people out there in the crypto space calling for this big, massive altcoin season. Rally, I will go with altcoin season. No, I'm not there yet. I mean, it would be nice, but if it started now, I would have a question, or real serious questions about altcoins, just to be honest with you. But let's take a look over here at some indices, if you will, over on Tokenmetrics, and this is their little altcoin season, Bitcoin versus altcoin season. Bitcoin, if you can see, is the red part, and the green area is altcoin season. Now these areas right over there somewhere, this was December, right? That's like when we saw, oh my God, we're almost there, honey. Look, we're almost there. We were doing some of that stuff around December. It come up and just barely kissed the green part right there, if you can see. I can't blow this up any bigger, can I? It just barely kissed that little green area. All right there. And man, we were excited about that. That was cool. Little rallies that we had there. There was another little thing there in January. I had a little spike up in January too. Another time to take profits, dumbass, and you didn't do it. I'm just me talking to myself there. Don't ignore it. And didn't do it enough. And then all these little rallies. And we're just we're not even back up to where we were back in May. Just a few months ago, and we had a nice little bump up back then too. So the little rally we got is just getting started, but it's not an altcoin season, and couldn't it turn into one? I think it's too early to turn into one. I think we'll get a nice rally, kind of fall back, and then later, toward the end of the year, I think is when we'll start really seeing what we're hoping for a real altcoin season. But it'll be a nice little practice run to run some things up, take some profits, make some moon bags, sell, pull out our collateral, start building some of that stable coin, baby. I know, little crappy stable fiat coin, the dollar and all that we're trying to get away from, but really, this is when we need to start building those bags. If we can get that in our head, it makes this game a lot easier. Instead of just keep funneling it in. One of my problems that I always struggle with is any of the free money that I get, I immediately want to put it into something else, and so sometimes I have to take it and offload it and put it somewhere else and let it build off away from the exchange and things, just to have a little bit more control over that. Because my little degen just keeps wanting to buy. And at some point, you gotta start collecting that stable coin, or else what are you going to have to do with when all this stuff drops in value against stable coin? Because at some point, that, believe it or not, happens about every 4 years. It happens for about 3 years in a row until it reverses when Bitcoin is going against the dollar there. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the show. We're going to take a look at some altcoins. They're starting to get frisky. Bitcoin's hanging out sideways. Is Bitcoin going? Now, our theory for Bitcoin, if you remember from last evening, amid all the sidewaysness that we got here, the theory that I was looking, what the hell was that? Sean? Okay. Anyway, get the little marker thing. The theory that I was looking at, if you can see it back here right above me, we were here last night, and I was looking to see if we can come up here and if we can just get past this area here at that 118, right at 119, that 0.5 Fibonacci retracement that I've got right there, which is this purple line, or even higher if we can get up higher. Is cool, and we still need that area. We haven't done it. We came down, but we still got to get past that area. And the more I'm seeing that, it's starting to look like they could meet up through here. And then I'm like, whoa, now we're starting to flirt with this kind of trend line idea that we had over here, right? That might be kind of interesting scenario where normally I'm seeing we got to zoom out. We can't do this on the 6 minute. Can't do this on the 6 minute. Bigger time frames will help us out a lot better. My biggest concern has been that we broke this secondary trend line, but it's a secondary trend line, right? They're meant to be broken, just like the tertiary. I know, I've brought that world over from my art classes. Aren't you impressed? Tertiary. I wanted to use that all. That means, in short, it just means third. That would be this guy right here. Anyway. We're just doing big words. They just sound impressive. We just get these little branches off of our main trend line. Think of it like a tree branch. You got a main branch, then you got one sprouting out, and you know that's part of a curve to the upside, right? So I mean, within this little space that we got from this trend line here, that's the main one that I'm looking at. I think I'm going to color this little guy green because I kind of want to buy if we ever get over there. So can we see that? Yeah, we can see that. I think so. So the idea is that, and here, especially on the bigger time frames, that we might be headed back down here and bounce off as far as Bitcoin goes. And I still see that possibility very, very likely on the bigger picture. It does look like that has a good chance to happen since we're below the 9 moving average and the 21. All my moving averages are telling me that is likely to happen over, I don't know, the next couple of days. However, is there any other scenario that might just surprise and oh no, that's how I erase my indicators, just like that. That's how it happens. Okay, trying to get these little squigglies off of here. Hey squiggly, get you off of there. So is there another scenario that we could be looking at? Yeah, there is. There really is. We can even get our fibs out. We're holding the 618, right? That's kind of cool. That can get us up into these areas about 122 if we can actually pull off a little bounce there. It could, saying that she's definitely going to do it. But it's a nice area that we could catch and actually make a bottom here. That we can form some kind of bottom pattern here. And on the smaller time frames, it does. This is a bottom pattern that I look for a lot. It's a form of double bottom. It's like an inverted scallop that it does, and it's caught my attention now because we made a higher low, and we did the higher low in a decent little area, right? We caught over here also this 618 area, so it's actually got a chance, in my personal opinion, of actually catching some traction here at this particular area, this particular 618, this particular fib. So we might have a pleasant surprise, or may still, what we were looking for earlier, come up and then come down and roll over. I don't know, but the closer that we can get to here, the closer we can see if we can break out of it, because this big fat Ichimoku cloud that I've got right here is saying, hey baby, I'm ready, I'm game, you want to do it, I'll do it, let's go, let's pack up, I'm ready to go. So we got some signs saying, hey man, we actually could do something bullish. So all I can do right now is sit here and wait, but there's some nice bullish signs that we got. And regardless of whether it ends up doing that or not at the moment, altcoins are getting a little bit of a benefit. You know, we might be getting a little bit more of information here with these last few candles on this 1 hour. See if we got our angle lines up any better. There is something right there from right back down there. I'm going to keep my eye on that idea too. And now I got a new little line to keep as my line in the sand. Little line I'm watching right here. But that seems to be a nice little, I'm looking at the angles of the candles against this, you know, the new angle we got. And, you know, we got a wick coming down that almost touches it. Not quite, but almost. At that 786 fib. And now it's these other little candle bodies, that's what's getting me. They're lining up nicely with that angle. So we got something that might hold for a minute or two, or maybe it's going to be the one. I don't know. That's what we're checking right now. But now this line right here is my little line in the sand, make it big, bright, and white. And if we start breaking that, I'm going to start looking sideways to know I got to do something. I may need to alter my positions, make some decisions at that point. But until then, I got to read it, man, that's support, and then we can be going up. So I would like to see us start hitting back up about 119.5 in that area. There's a lot of indicators that are pointing toward that fib areas, the Ichimoku cloud. A lot of little things are pointing toward that 119 area and 119.5 area that we could at least go back up there one more time. And if it does that, well, that's just jolly good for all of our little altcoins over here. If you want to look at, oh man, Total 3 looks like it got a boner. Total 3 got, man, you remember we were looking at this so many times. Is this the same? Wow. I don't know if you guys remember, but I used to talk a lot about this little orange line and that 3618 down here. And remember, it wasn't just a few weeks ago. Total 3 was over here, right here in that little area. Look, I got to scroll up to get it. We hit our target up here at 1 trillion. Wow, amazing. And not only that, but it's still looking like she wants to go up a little bit more. So Total 3 represents our altcoins, and I'm going to look at it over here on the 1 hour. Now I was a little disappointed because it lost our secondary trend line that we had going right there, but this is where they get a little tricky, and so we're going to line it up underneath. It's still respecting that angle, maybe just kind of maturing out, fleshing out, you know. It gets tricky over here at this areas, but we rely on our trend lines to tell us a little something. So we're going to give it a little breathing room. The main trend line right here has not been breached, so we got that. Tighten you up, baby. Tighten you up. Tighten you up. I love me some trend lines. They help me figure out what's going on. They also give me they just give me a lot of information. They really do. You make an argument, you got a breakout right here. That. Look, as whatever it is to the upside. Basically that top trend line, you're breaking above it and you're holding this one. Well, let's see if we can go back up here and retest this. So we're looking for possible situations to come back up here, and either we're going to get rejected or we're going to bust on through the other side. I do not know. There's some signs saying that we might get rejected. My Ichimoku cloud over here is just dropping a hint, like maybe, I don't know, word on the street, maybe. But we'll have to see. So we could be setting up for a double top, like an M pattern, or maybe we break on through and go through. Either way, things are looking good for the next few days for altcoins over the weekend. And that seems to be the tendency where they do like to make a move. And then we see a quick slam, ma'am, thank you, ma'am, jerk in the other direction, try to make you regret that move, and then they slowly start taking us back there again. It's wash, rinse, repeat every week, so to speak. They just mix it up very subtly. We got the disco lights going on. We need to come over and say hello to everybody in the chat. You guys take a... What? Sean? What kind of... Everybody, anyway, Give me just a moment. 14 people hanging out with me on a Saturday night. How's it going? Y'all couldn't get dates either. Hey, y'all need a hug? You need a smoochie? Oh, okay. Anyway, hey, there's Stray Guy. How's it going, Stray Guy? Good to see you. Rob. I think I'm saying that right. MG Motorsport. Duality C. Ave Medina. Boobs what? What am I looking at here? Boobs and fries, welcome. Hey, that sounds like an excellent combination, actually. Oh, and tacos. There's Joe from Trade Intuition. How's it going, Joe? Good to see you. Sin, I see you hanging out there. Bruce, I'm one of those too. I see Tommy 2 liters with the cowbell. Strigger Hard 69 cowbell salute. You guys are putting ideas in my head. Stop poking the bear. Bullish on parade. How's it going, man? I don't know. Can you ever really be late to a late night show? I mean, really, it's kind of like, oh, hey, that's on. Let's see what's going on over there. That's what I do anyway. Can you ever really be late? Besides, my intros run. We're 21 minutes in. Mine's the intro, so I'm doing pretty good so far until I get off top of it and start chasing squirrels. Gareth and Kay, how's it going, man? I got you on the big TV, Road Dog. What? That can't be real. Real? How's that? Stream looks good. I've requested others through these months, and I finally think we got something good on the monthly. We can take a look at the. Are we talking about Bitcoin or just in general? Cadillac, what's up, man? Sicario. Reminds me, I got to get my filters fixed. I never did do that. Gotta get off my lazy turkey butt and straighten up the studio a little bit, get some of this stuff working back up right again, and figure out how some of this stuff does work. All right, so at this part, well, should have done it earlier, but I didn't, because, well, squirrel. But I have a little request button. I put it in the chat. Geert says, I'm talking about others on the monthly. Okay, yeah, we have. I told up total 3. I hadn't pulled up the others. I usually do look at others a lot. We'll look at that. Scar says, I've not been drinking if my wife asks. I've been here the whole time. We got you, baby. I ride with you. I'm your road dog. Gobble, gobble. All right. So I would like to take a look at others. That kind of fine tunes our altcoins a little bit, you know. Total 3 excludes Bitcoin and Ethereum. But you still get all those nasty little stable coins in there too, I believe. Anything from the top 10 and all that other stuff. Others is a good one, and I normally have it up here. And we're sitting at $296 billion. I'm going to zoom out first to the daily just to appreciate. Oh, nice. Oh, we all got boners. Look at that. Wow. That's been higher than the other one. That looks amazing. I got to get the numbers are just taking it. You ruined it, dude. Now we can get these lines off of there. Get those lines off of there. That looks beautiful. I couldn't ask for anything better right there. I like that. I like exactly what it did. Loves it. It gave us a nice double bottom area here, higher lows, and you know what comes after a higher low? Well, a higher high. And I mean, I know we went up and just, but I mean like a real higher high, a substantial higher high, like a 1-to-1 move higher high. Currently, we're looking at basically right around here, about 324 billion for current measure move. That looks juicy to me. It looks just plain juicy. Finger looking good, if I must say. Let's go ahead and... Oh, look, there's more behind there. My gosh, the more we zoom out, the more we see. Isn't that just kind of crazy how that works? Let's go with that monthly one you were talking about there. Actually, I want to clear all this crap off.
take a fresh look at it. So this represents most of our altcoins. This is probably one of the better representations. It excludes the top 10 market cap, right? So anything underneath the top 10, which has the billions and trillions of the bulk of the money, this one's going to be tricky. We got to go with that right now. So right now we're seeing a little deviation. We got our main trend line and our secondary trend line happening in here, and this is the start of a beautiful parabolic move. That's what we're starting to see. We've been seeing that for a while. We've been talking about it for a while with Bitcoin and everything else. When we were looking at that big red line back in for the past month or so. We did bounce from there, right? We're in the early stages of a parabolic move, including for Bitcoin, and altcoins are going to come with it. It's still not altcoin season though. Don't get it twisted. Once you go through a real altcoin season, you'll be doing this next time too. It's like that ain't no altcoin. So no, you wait till you see real. Yeah. So if you haven't really been through a cycle or two yet, and you're seeing all these. Because they were doing it all spring. Altcoin season every week. Altcoin season starts today. And they were wrong. They go up and they come down. I mean, the thumbnails, it had been so frustrating for a lot of people because every other week was altcoin season starting, but it wasn't. And it's not. It's still not. But we can get nice moves and nice rallies. If you've experienced altcoin season, everybody's a freaking genius. You can do no wrong. Everything that you just throw whatever you throw $10 into turns into 50 almost. Therefore, a few short weeks. Roughly anywhere from 3 to 6 weeks is what it could do. And you can't tell because it's this one going off, then this one goes. They don't all go off at the same time. There's a very clever rollover, I think, if we look at what is going, because the big money's thinking they got a plan, and we're seeing that actually go off. And there's a big circulation, and they just popcorn season. They start popping off. And then some people, and the thing about with altcoin season is that as they go up and then they pull back, it's over for some of them at that point. During the real altcoin season, I mean, the tops that they top out for a lot of them, that's it. And then you get a pullback, and then everybody jumps back in waiting for this next move. It doesn't come, and then they get stuck with it. That's the general story with altcoin seasons that gets you trapped in those altcoins at the tops, or closer to the top. So you gotta be careful about those ideas too. Here on the monthly, that looks good. We're looking at others. It's still below the 9 moving average here, that little green line I got, but it's looking good. It's showing some good signs. Not out of the woods yet, but we're near the bottom of the trend line, and that's where I like to be to start making sure and topping off my bags and making sure I'm packed and ready to go. So technically, by this chart, we're still okay. Best way to do this is pull our fibs. The closer that we can get to this little red line, the closer we are to in this area, which we're a little bit above it, but we're still close, right? We're still relatively close. This is still excellent bag building areas here. Anyway, we're still right in here. So if you still are trying to slowly build a bag, DCA and all that stuff, you still got opportunity to build your bags in whatever coin that you're looking at. And there will be some give and take. This is the monthly candle, by the way, right? It's still got a little stuff to do. But from here, as we start getting back up here, then these are the areas we're looking at starting to take profits, right? And starting to sell whatever we accumulate in these areas. We're going to start getting paid on the way up and hopefully have some, and maybe we get up into these areas and then really, woo, baby, unload. In general. That's my thesis anyway. That's what I'm trying to do. So right now, this big week's got a big green candle. It's making me don't want to stand next to that one in the urinal because that's pretty. That one's looking kind of. Yep. This is the weekly, and MACD on the weekly for others is looking kind of frisky itself, So maybe we got something a little bit more like this over here going on, just starting, and get several weeks. We're up like we were November through December. Remember that nice little run? That's the kind of run that I expect that we could be getting right here, but it's not Altcoin season. No, not Altcoin season. But we might get a nice little run like that starting. Then that would be coolio for me. I'm all for it. It's about gosh darn time. We've already cleared our little W double bottom here, and that's cool. I like what I'm seeing there. Let's come down now to the daily here on others. And then remember, again, we're basically looking at our altcoins. So it looks like from tonight and into tomorrow into Sunday, they're going to run us up. I would expect Monday and Tuesday, they're going to do probably the opposite. If I have to look with what I got to work with on trend lines here, it looks to me like we could be going up here. Maybe even, oh, that goes into next week though, right? Where's Monday? I was about to say, I thought we could go up here to the 618, about 300 and something, close to 350 million. That would be cool. It could still happen. Here on the daily for others, man, that's strong as F right there. That looks good. I mean, some of these indicators look like they're starting to get overextended, and actually a lot of them do on this time frame. But price action doesn't. That looks strong AF there. Moving averages look really good. So it might be some, this is what the daily, some give and take there, man. All right, so it looks like we're at least coming up to the 0.5. I would really like to see us get above that. 312, 313 billion. So about another 15 billion coming into the market. See what we can do there. I would really like to see us go up here. I could say we could knock out that, well, she's already got our higher high end, so technically she could just break down. We don't want that to happen. We want a little bit more, squeeze a little bit more. Let's at least, but I'd like to get above that 0.5. I really would. That would make me feel a lot better. Because rejected at the 0.5 means we could still go for a lower low. I mean, technically. And I'd rather try to weed that idea out. So if we can get just a wee bit higher, if you don't mind, sir, maybe we'll have another place. But Aqua's looking hot, baby. Yeah, y'all taking profits. Or are you out there chasing? Looking over here at the daily, man. Look, up about 1 to 2% overall. Check what we got going on over here on the week. Nice. Around the board about 11, maybe up to 13% gains over the week. Bringing us in for this whole month of July so far. Ooh, sweet. Bada bada bang. 25-30%. Look at this category over here, 300 to 400. Nice. They brought in 49% gains overall over here with this little section of coins. Interesting, right? Nice. Over this month. So it's been a good month. It's been a good month for crypto. It started to look like the people that said sell in May, walk away were the smart ones, but then July came and just said, hey, you better get back in. You're going to miss it. So if they didn't get back in, well, then I guess they did miss a little something. So other than that, the only other thing we need to talk about is mostly Bitcoin dominance, unless you want to talk about tether dominance and all that. Bitcoin dominance came down for a lower low. That's cool. We like that. I'm going to switch over to a bigger chart over here for Bitcoin dominance. If you don't mind, 10 people hanging out. I'm boring everybody with the talk about all this stuff. This is the important stuff, though. This is what helps you nail what's going on. If you don't go over this, you don't have a feel for the market, in my personal opinion. Possibility to squeeze our way down just a little bit more. I hope so. But this is an area where we could come back down and then bounce, and that meaning, oh, the fun's over for altcoins. Did you take profit? So that's what we got to watch for. That's why these charts are important. They will help us gauge over the next few days and kind of nail when we need to make sure that we made a decision or not on these altcoins. When it hits the yellow line, we need to say, look at our portfolios and our trades or whatever we got going on and say, let's do something. We got to do something. All right, ladies and gentlemen, for the 9 people left over here, let's go see where yours at. MG Motorsports, you have to go to work. Hey, thank you for stopping by, my man. Sakari, altcoin season like Bugs Bunny. It's duck season, rabbit season, duck season, rabbit season, duck season. Yeah, it is. That's what it feels like on YouTube anyway. It's on, it's off, it's on, it's off. And I'm like, dude, maybe it's not on to begin with. Well, let's take a look at some of these nice little coins that are popping off here. Some of the interesting ones that we can see what's going on with them. The top gainers, been some that I haven't heard of. Elixir. Tezos came back in the picture. It's made it up to 97 cents. This one used to hang around about $1.50, so that's kind of a disappointment that she dropped away from there. Anyway. Tezos. That one's getting some traction. It does for a little while, and then everybody forgets about it. Mango Network, nothing really over here. Artificial Liquid Intelligence went up 42%. This is all in the last 24 hours it went up. The trending coins, Pump Funds, getting a little bit more attention. It's still not half a penny yet. Ethereum, Athena, Pudgy Penguins, XRP, Bonk, and Airdrome. Those seem to be getting the top trending coins. We got some losers over here, but nothing that we normally look at over here that I've seen. They're only down about. So here's what I think is interesting. I meant to mention this stuff last night and got sidetracked. But I'm looking at, the loser coins over here last 24 hours. They're down 24%. Most of them 15, 20, right through 14%, right through there. The gainers, however, 20, 40, 30. I mean, some bigger percent. We're seeing a little leaning. You see a little leaning on the spread between those, so you can see it's another indicator of the bullish momentum here in the altcoins. What the hell are he talking about? I like CoinGecko, and one reason I like CoinGecko, or any other place that does that, they have over here the last 7 days, and you get a little line chart, and I like to look at that and look and see if I see anything. So I can look at Ethereum and see, oh, you're kind of at a high, I don't think I want to buy the top, so I'm not looking at that idea, or Wrapped ETH. Or this one wasn't Hyperliquid though. Looks kind of interesting because she's been on a lull. She's down at $44. There might be something there to look at, because what goes down eventually comes back up. Sui is also down. If we can look at that one right there, she's down, and she might be a support level. So I like, sometimes I go through these things and kind of screen things out. What is this? Bitcoin Cash? Really? You look like you're on an upswing. Avalanche, yeah, I don't know about you. You're still trying to figure things out. Litecoin's still trying to figure things out. It's up good today though. It's up at 111. Oh, it's another. Aave looks pretty cool. Aave and Tau actually looks kind of cool. These actually look like they might have a move there. Aave, Tau, Bitcoin, Wrap Bitcoin. Yeah, you look like you're getting. So we can see that you're trying to do something. Sweet. XLM looks, I can't really tell about that one. But Hyperliquid. That one looking kind of interesting. We're going to go take a look at that one if you guys do not mind. Hyperliquid. I also want to come over here and where were you, Hyperliquid? I want to see the tokenomics. Maximum supply is 1 billion. Is that right? 1 billion. Circulating supply is about a third of that. 14 billion. It's already hit the billions. 14 billion market cap. Ooh. Okay. Oh, it felt really good when you were up here hitting around $50. I still think you can get back up there again. I think you can get up there. Still looking at that $51 target. Okay, so Hyperliquid is actually. She's doing okay. She's made a higher high. We're looking for a higher low now. So we can bounce off of this. It should be coming back around that 21 moving average around this line here, that white line. So maybe coming down to maybe $42, $43, dropping another dollar or something. It's kind of what I'm looking for. However, if by chance, there is some bearish divergence there though, right? That's not horrible though. There's more from back here, like it started here. There was one instance here. That one was stronger and it had a big move. This one's not as bad here. I think we got one more bump up, and then that might be the top, local top for it. I don't think the top's in yet, or the swing top. I think it's got a little bit more. I think we're going to that 272 area, 5183 after a pullback. So Now, I've already got a position open on this, and it is in a little bit of drawdown because we are swinging down. So I'm going to add a little bit more to my position down here, try to catch that nice little swing up, and that will probably be where I exit.
Bitcoin's got my heart to spill.
Aave here on the daily, also still looking nice, hanging tight around. Holy crap! Did we nail it? Did we nail it? Holy crap! Did we nail it? The holy 3618 target right there. Also had the 0.5. They both technically nailed it. Bada boom, bada bang. Did we ever do that? This is the daily. I guess we didn't, did we? Well, when we were coming across this, we've got to do this for the vanity wall because, well, that's what the algorithm requires apparently to grow on YouTube. I've been trying. Look, we go, look, nailed it! Whoa! So we've been waiting patiently, and it finally got it. Now that makes me sad because that's a top area for Aave. Oh crap. Okay. Let's take a picture of that, and then we'll have to deep dive. It's a daily. You still look strong though. I don't expect it to go above that, okay? I would expect a steeper retrace out of Aave, and that's what I can tell just being familiar with that particular fib level in my experience. Ignoring that, I have regretted it when I thought, nah, we can walk this one off. No. So I pay attention to those particular ones. Let's go over here and let's paste this. This is in the vanity wall. We got Isaac Delgado over there just killed him, posting his gains over there. That's awesome trade. And this is Aave. So we nailed it. The 3.618 fib target. Finally hit. Reversal area. Yeah, I gotta put that in because that's what it signifies. So, okay, let me zoom out here on Aave. What you got zooming out? I'm just gonna clear. Do I clear all that out? Do I want to clear it all out? Probably so. Yeah, let's start all over. So nice scallop. Woo, lordy. Now, a lot of people look at this as some kind of weird ass cup and handle, but I do not because it's not. It's just a big ass scallop. If she wants to come up here, well, then do a handle, maybe. But anyway, it's doing a nice thing. It's part of a big parabolic move. Part of a bigger one. That's a big ass retracement. You came back to 119. All right, Miss Aave. Right where you should have got it bounced off of. Yeah, also a 786. Ah, man, this one's going to be tricky. Okay, so that 3618 was based on a wave 3. That's some kind of weird idea. Anyway. And that measure was taken from over, I think down here, actually. So we're at areas of rejection, which we would expect for something like that to happen. If we're going to do a little pullback, we don't have, I mean, she can still go. I'm not saying she can't still go. There's signs that we'll look for, but we did get rejected right now beneath that area. So far, I'm dying. So far, we got a 786 rejection on hand. That means I'm going to look most specifically for about $254. I know it sounds crazy right now, right? So no, man, you're being bearish on Aave. I'm looking for there, maybe 287, but those don't usually hold, man. Those fib areas don't hold, but we are usually looking for that. 21 and 50 moving average are down here at 211, so that alone here on the weekly gives us enough little attraction to bring us down here. I'm not saying magnet. I didn't say magnet at all, Joe. I swear to God, I didn't say magnet. Nobody here. No, the word magnet was not used. Yes, it was. Gosh darn it, I did say magnet. I said magnet. You said it again. Sorry, Joe. I said magnet. It's not a. There's. I agree with Joe. There's no magnets in trading. That gets thrown out there. and regurgitated a lot. It's easy to regurgitate the same things that you hear all the time, right? Hey man, what are you doing right here? Did we? Okay. Thought I did something wrong there. Okay, no, I got you. We good. 252 possibly for Aave would be a great little place to buy. And now I want to come down on the 4 hour. Let's see what we got going on over here. What's happening? What's happening, baby? So here's how I describe this act. Well, we had this. Following the original trend line, which we actually come back and retested it. We broke off, we did our secondary trend line and lost that, came down and just started riding underneath it. And this is where we can get an M top formation, and then like it's kind of like what you had going on over here, right? You get a break from one of your secondary trend or one of your trend lines, comes back for a retest, you can form an M. And same thing could be said over here. It's a lot steeper. But anyway, do I explain too much when I go through? Should I just say, this is it, let's just put in a flag to the upside, because that'd be faster. We could just flag out everything to the upside. Seems to be the popular thing to do. Some people here on YouTube, you can just already assume everything's going to be a flag to the... What's it going to be? Let's send them a super tab. What's it going to be? Oh, it's a flag to the upside. Oh. Everything's a flag to the... How's everything a flag to the upside? If you keep seeing the same thing over and over and repeatedly, you might have a bias. That's one of the things I would take away. Not trying to bash anybody, but you know, there's some there are some good examples of things maybe could be better worded or better explained out there. So we're at a nice little trend line as it is. Looks like it's still got, you go for it if you want to try to go on up. You're losing some momentum here on the 4 hour. You lost your 9, you lost your 21. You're flirting with the 50. So we're either going to bounce here, and there's actually a nice little trade here. It's risky AF because you're buying the top, right? Any trade here, flag. Otherwise, I mean, I know some people are going to look, you just put it to a flag, just project out, put it in whatever, and I tell you something different. I say, you break that trend line, screw your flags. That ain't how you want to look for that flag. It probably, that probably ain't gonna work. I'm just saying. However, if it wants to bounce right here, though, it could do something. I would like to see higher. I'm not against getting higher. I'm not against I figured. Hey. Anyway, Aave's got a nice little scallop here on the 1 hour. It looks like she's trying to go. She might try to go back up to 340. I hope you do. So a bounce here would be good, and maybe we could go on up. So that's the key thing. So what I was trying to get at, there's actually a trade idea here, right? Not a short. That sucks. No shorts. Did you try to? Why are you trying to short it? Stop it. Because you can set a nice little tight stop loss, right? Oh, that's only 2%. Almost a 3. It's close to a 3. Close to a 3 to 1 just to get up to 340 from 320. And 368's if it can do that. That'd be a 6 to 1 risk to reward ratio for that move. Now that's a little ballsy. I got to admit, that's a little ballsy of a target. It could do it. It could get close to it, but 340 is that the most sensible one where it would most likely get rejected. So there's a little bit of a trade there. Not the greatest, but throw a little bit of leverage on it if you're bored. But it's high risk for what if it doesn't, then we're coming down. It looks like it will, though. I'm just saying. It looks like it's got some promise to try to make one more move. I'm not sure she's going to get past that. Ladies and gentlemen, I think we talked about, what is it, Aave? Did we look at SWE? Are you going to spend all day looking at SWE? SWE's getting a little bit of a pullback. That might be kind of juicy. It went up to 422 and up. Alrighty then. Anyway, What we got going on here? So this is our main trend line here. I'm on the 1 hour. Let's go to the 4 hour. It's not really our main trend line, is it? We got a local. These are local trend lines. When we zoom out, we'll find like the bigger ones, and that's really what we should be looking at. Honestly, let's just do this right, okay? Let's just do it right. Let's do it right. Yeah, you zoom out something like the daily so we can see what's really going on. I'll pick the peak over here. We got something going there. We got something going over here. Where do you line up? Do you kind of line up over here? We got some ideas of bigger trend lines that also make some ideas for some bigger channel ideas, and I do think we got that. We got this old trend line going on right here. So when you zoom out, just join your trend lines together, you can see that we're making like a cylinder, right? And it sounds crazy, and I know when we come down here and make a little flag to the upside or whatever, but on the bigger scope of things, this just opens the possibilities for Sweet to go up close to $8, man. And you can actually see the field. You can see it open up before you. So we're coming up on a critical area for Sweet. Right here, confirming a possible double bottom. It's not been confirmed yet because it needs to break out to really confirm it, right? And then it's got a measure move that will start taking us towards $7. That's pretty impressive. Higher lows need to get a higher high in. That higher high could be sweet. Just looking to where we've been so we can figure out where we might be going. A little bit of a deeper retrace there than I expected. Don't know that you're going to work out the way I'm expecting you to work out, so I won't play that idea, but there is an idea about 650 coming in. We'll pull you down this way and gauge how you're doing, and we're facing some resistance here at that 618 Fibonacci area. See that we got rejected there before. This is a good chance. It's a good chance that this time we might make it through. So shorter term targets that we want to look for Sweet, some Sweet shorter term plays would be 459 and possibly 496. Right around these areas, we want to take a really good look at price action and see what it does, because it'll probably try to consolidate there. I hope that it does, and if it does and consolidate between those two or even above them, it's even a better chance that we be coming up to this $6.37 area, and quite possibly even much higher, somewhere up around 680. So just fibbing her out, and again, we have not conquered the 618 as of yet, but it looks like we've kicked the 0.5's ass, so that's promising sign that we can inch our way up here. So short-term targets, I want to see what's going on over here, baby. I want to see what you're doing here. Over here, 462-ish area. I'm going to throw in some orange trend lines, meaning, hey man, those are good little areas to see what happens and takes a little profit. So again, if we can break up, are you going to do it? Are you going to let me draw? Are you going to let me? Are you? Okay. Again, we can break out a flag to the upside and come up here. We might get rejected and do a little of a pullback, okay? And we could find traction here, or we maybe come back down to the other, you know, oh wow, that would suck, come down to $3. That'd piss a lot of people off. We don't know what's going to happen between now and where is that, September? I mean, any of these scenarios are possible. But that could happen if we get up here, or maybe we could flag out over here. If we get above it and flag out and kind of consolidate, what I mean by that, there's a chance we might keep on going. So that's what we do, we watch. But until then, the pivot points are great little target plays, and that's how we can make those little plays in between. So is it worth it from here to there? Is that a 20% move on spot? Pretty decent. I ain't gonna bitch about that. It's a possibility. So if you've already got a position, you can look for some places to add to that. Come down here in the smaller time frame. She's trying to do some stuff. She's trying to work over. This is not the best, not the greatest place, but I would probably pull me a little fib from here. Be looking for some 236 area gap. See, that's what we're tripping on right there. Now there's a possibility that we might come down to 351. Oh my gosh, he said it. But there's also a chance if this sticks and starts breaking back above this area, it might be headed up here. It might be a nice, strong-ass parabolic move. I think it's a little early to draw this trend line, but we can try it. Oh, it lines up, though. It lines up. Yeah, draw it. If it lines up, draw it. If that angle matches, it's there, baby. It's a good, it should hold. Better chance to hold than not hold. So that's a cool sign. It's telling me that we might actually bounce from here. And this is where I'm going to give you some crazy ass target that's going to, you're going to say, no way, man. I'm going to be, way. Oh crap, that's not it, is it? This is going to look stupid AF. 574 could be a possibility on the table if we bounce from there. It sounds absolutely mad. I'm not even going to mark it there. We're just going to watch because, again, we don't bounce from here every day, and when we do, well, we take notice of it, and it's got a good setup. Wow, Sweet, you trying to do something? I hope you pull this off. I really do, because normally what they would do, we would see them pull back at least to here, at least the 350. Huh? Got my eye on you, Sweet. What you got going on? Can you tell me anything else? Have you got anything else you can tell me? See, that kind of supports that idea too. So okay, let's keep our eyes on Sweet. It looks kind of What you say? 1 hour? What you got? It's trying. It is actually. It's going to try. It's going to try it. All right, Sweet. I'm gonna cheer you on. I say go for it. Go for it, Sweet. Try it out. I hope you do it. It looks like she's going to try to bounce off the bottom of this trend line, which is places I like to enter trades and get in. You can get a nice little tight stop loss there. Ladies and gentlemen, come over to the chat. See what you guys are chatty about. What's going on? Magnet. We got some magnet. Joe's a magnet. A chick magnet's what it says. Joe's a chick magnet. Flag to the magnet side. Oh no, we opened the magnets. Joe says, love the explanation. Thought process is very important. Hopefully I'm catching that in time to get it in context. Sometimes I feel like I bore people and I don't want to get stuck on a chart too long. It happens with me, but if I see something that I can explain, I have a tendency to do that, and hopefully that's not a bad thing. Like I said, we could just put everything in flags to the upside and just move right through them all. So nobody covers as many coins as we do here. That seems to work for the algorithm. Bullets on Parade, I made money off of Ducko last year. How do you think it's looking? I've never heard of that. Ducko, it's got to be a meme coin, right? I gotta see what it is. Okay, it's definitely on. No, that's where? Ducko is XRP. Is that the one? Who's got it? Okay, I see that we're going to have to go over here to Dex Screener. I've never looked at this one. Ducko, and I'm assuming this one on XRP. Am I correct on that? And man, 24-hour volume was $4. Woo! Coin Casino. I don't think I'm hoping I don't have the right one. I hope I don't have the right one. There's definitely not a year's worth of price action on it. You can give me some more information, like a contract or something like that. If I got to do it on Dex Screener, that would be cool. We can take a look at it. I mean, there's that Ducko on Solana. I don't know if that's the right one because it hasn't been around for a whole year. Doesn't look like it. No. Oops, so Scario says, y'all gonna think of calling a pig next time he says, so wee! Welcome to my brain. A lot of people do call it suey, which is that. Actually, that's how they used to call pigs back home. Suey, suey. I don't know why they did that, but that's what all my dad and my grandfathers all did with their pigs when they had pigs. Sicario says Duco. Let's see if we can get it on. But the Chinese is, from my understanding, sui, and for water. Same kanji characters as Mizu in Japanese. That one I'm familiar with. And I think that studying Japanese, that was my and Chinese together. That was my first enter to that word. So I think I really do think it's sweet. Anyway, well, we're looking for Duco. I don't know how we got off on this. Duco. All right, so Duco, Poloniex, don't like. Okay, here we go. COINEX has got it. Mexi's got it. Let's take a look at COINEX. Hey, you know what I found out today? And it's Digital Asset News. I was watching them today, and they were talking about some exchange stuff or something like that. I swear it wasn't like this. Now, I've had the Crypto.com app for a long time, and the card and all that, and the swaps, but there's actually the exchange app, and today's the first day I've ever set that up. I can't tie them together. I thought I could just tie them together. And it's kind of weird because you can do a lot of stuff through the regular app that I have. They even got stocks and some other options. They're building that out. It's a big thing. But there's a regular exchange app where you can do spot trading on. And I don't know. I thought that was interesting. I opened up one of those accounts today. I haven't got anything over there. But it looks pretty nice. I knew that they had one available for other countries, but for some reason, the US, we just didn't ever have access to it. But anyway, I thought that was interesting because I've never used their exchange. I've always done their swaps over there when I did something. And I don't use it very much because it's swaps, right? You got more control in an exchange where you can actually use it. They'll get you, and that's what Dan was talking about, or Digital Asset News. Rob is his name. Rob is his name on Digital Asset News. They get you in them fees, baby, and that slippage. I mean, there's fees, there's slippage, there's all kinds of little fees that you're getting, funding fees or whatever, depending on what you're doing. And then you got the little fees. Coinbase is the worst. All these little fees. And then on top of that, you got a big ass slippage. And I've shown that on my show before where I bought, X amount of Bitcoin, what it would cost on Coinbase and then what it would cost on Crypto.com. And I always got more for my money on Crypto.com. And that's what I'd always tell everybody. I think that's still true, but your best way to get your money's worth is on just whatever exchange. Regular exchange. Don't have to be Coinbase or Crypto.com. You can buy your Tether there or whatever you're going to do. Move it somewhere else. However you want to do it. Buy your initial amount of something just to get started and then move it to a regular exchange. That's what everybody else used to do. That's what most people do. So what do we got going on here, Duco? Ducky boy, Duco. What did we ever find over here about the tokens? So now we know how it's spelled. It is a meme. It looks like a meme. All right. So what we got? Oh, 10 what? Billion. And they're all in circulating supplies. $2.7 million market cap. So still tiny. Still tiny. Its all-time high was a year ago. It got up to 0.007 back in March last year, and she's down 96%. Let's zoom out. This is what it looks like. So, Duco, when you were way over here. Let's do a few preliminaries and see what we can get our hopes at. Now, this was the last year's high. This was June. Now, this was March. I'm going to go with this one, though. Nice. Now it's scalar down. So I can see where it could double up really soon, but it looks like when she actually, starts to take off, man, she really goes, right? So the coins like this, and they don't do it very often over periods of months and everything, where they can just spike up. I think I went over this last night. What I try to do, what I would do right here, is have limit orders, and I would go from around my 1272 area. And I would pyramid down orders here. And that way, when it does something like this, if it comes up for a lower low and only hits 886 area, whatever, it fills my limit orders here. And cha-ching, I get paid whenever it just, it just happens over, one day or over a period of 2 days. We're up! And that's how one strategy that works well. Set it and forget it. Just have your limit order set and just come back and say, oh, look, I got paid today. Yay! So I like those ideas, but then you also got your longer term hold ideas. And remember, right up here is the area that we're trying to get to. And once we finally do get up there and confirm it, then we got quite a bit of upside that could happen if this one takes off again. So it's in a good little area, in my personal opinion, below this fractions of less than half a penny. I don't even know how cheap that is. Apparently you can get a lot for your buck right here in this little zone. This is also a good area just to build your bags, where I was just mentioning, hey man, we look for areas to sell, building your bags, and then just unleashing, baby, because you got some moves from here to up there in those areas, 300, 400. I mean, we're talking about Xing out. So that little scenario that we just talked about, I don't think I did the percentages. Maybe I should. Can we back up and can we still get that? Is it still here? Oh no, nope. Oh man, we erased it all. So from where we are here all the way up through these areas, man, 240%, 300%, 400%, 500%. So yeah, you could turn $100 into quite a bit there, or whatever amount that you're using. But $100 could net you maybe up to 1,000, depending on how you play it up through there. Pretty interesting. I like it myself personally. I mean, I like that kind of setup. I'm not in it, and I have no plans to be. Now, let's go to the 4 hour and see what's happening here shorter term. And so we got this little guy here. Looks like she's doing an ABC correction to me. Elliot, you got anything to say about it? Yeah, see, she's on her C wave. So it looks like it might be out. It might be over. Let's take a local fib here. 618 us. Yeah, let's take it all the way back to the beginning here. 618. Yeah. So there's a good chance that you might actually see these targets shorter term. Just based on the move that we got, these would be the targets I'd be looking for. And hopefully we can come back and in a couple of days and go, look, nailed it! That's what I'm hoping for. I got no guarantees of that, but these are when we come back and find that, these are the targets that we're doing. That would be your little higher coming up to try to get this guy too. Let's see what we can do there. I think that looks interesting. So from where we are from now up to there, 46 to 50% gains, $100 in, give you maybe 150 back. I think it's safe at this point. We can get a local trend line right here. So Duco here on the 4 hour looks kind of interesting. So yeah, it does look like there's a play there, and these are the areas again that I do consider getting. If I find a trend line, draw a trend line. If I'm close to a trend line, come down to the smaller time frame, see if it's worth it. If there's something there. Is there a retest idea on the smaller time frame, something like that? There is. Come down to the 1 hour and actually see the beauty of what's happening here on the trend line. If I can get this off of here. And I like these. I look for these guys here. These inverted scallop things. These little Adam and Adam patterns. Little pointies with a little pointy. Or I always see them because I think it looks like a little bridge, like those old little stone bridges you'd see like in Europe or something. Or I don't know, just somewhere. They just look like those little, you know, those little bridges that have those little archways. It looks like a little archway. So it's made a little archway down here. Or an Adam and Steve, if you want to call it that. Look, we got a dangle, and then we got another dangle. Or there are a bunch of pointies. There's some pointy hangers right here. However, whatever helps you get that in your mind. But the idea is that now that we've done that and cleared this area, might come back and retest this for an entry or add to position, or maybe you can come down lower. It can do some all kinds of stuff. Non-moving averages there. It's got some good signs. You're at 0.00027. So still at a good place to find an entry to take advantage of these targets over here for higher highs. And of course you got the places in the middle, but I'm saying, yeah, why settle for that when the real payday's over here? That's just my take. You could look for 0.0032 if you like, and that would be a 15% there. Bobby Yaz, how's it going? Had a good dinner grilling with family. Hey, congratulations, man. Sounds like a good use of time right there. Did I miss the cowbell? You did, but I got a little left over that you can have right now. I got you, baby. Says took a little profit from XRP. I did too, and it's still looking a little frisky. Hoping it would go up higher. Am I being too optimistic for the short term next few weeks? No, altcoins look like we got a chance to do something nice over this next week. I think altcoins are talking about earlier on the show with indices. We got a chance for a little bit more higher, I believe. And then we got to see what's happening. Maybe it goes higher, or maybe a pullback. Bitcoin, I'm still looking at it because, well, and it all depends on Bitcoin. Bitcoin's not out of the woods yet. Bitcoin's got a couple of interesting things going on. And apparently I don't have the chart that we first started out with, but there's some areas of resistance up there, but it's also showing, it's still making higher lows. So if it's doing that, I can't be mad at it, right? If it's doing that, then I've got to entertain the thought that, well, we got this little line that may be holding. So I was looking for the possibility of Bitcoin coming up and then doing a bearish rollover, and that could still happen because we made a lower high where we could get a lower low than this, right? We could come down, could be in the process of doing that. Elliot, what you got on that? Elliot still thinks we're working. Okay, Elliot thinks we're going up, and we could if we're forming a new trend line here. We're also making a possible double bottom shape here. I'm keeping my eyes out for that. We bounced off of a decent fib area, higher lows, so maybe it's not as bearish as it was possibly looking. The bearish thing was breaking our initial trend line right here, but it could just be maturing out. Now I just mucked up this whole chart, didn't I? So I think Bitcoin looks a little bit more promising, and when we figure out, just depending on how we do it, I recommend taking the whole dang thing. Get that whole move there. We have been respecting. This has been my big thesis. I didn't realize we were still in the vicinity there. Well, this is our new one we were actually looking at down here, but we're doing the same thing. We're finding since July 25th, or since 11th, so we're doing the same thing that we did earlier when we consolidated over here. We did all this around the 236 fib, and that's what we were looking for. And I kept saying, man, I mean, a lot of people were calling for a lot lower. There are some possibilities, and we did go down to 98. But we still respect that area and got a nice move. Now we're doing the same thing on the shorter term. We respect this. We got a bigger move, and we're looking. Yeah, we're starting to look into the 140s areas if we bounce from here. A lot of times, like I say, we could be coming back to 113 for a 3.8. That maybe that happens. Still could happen over the next few months. Maybe it could. But if we got a chance, if we do bounce here and we see ourselves making a higher high, getting back to 120, if we start seeing something like this happen, I mean, I don't. If we do break out above here at some point, then it's going to be a hellacious big move. We might be working on a parabola, and I know. I think Annie also is seeing the signs of a parabola too. And the main sign, the biggest thing that tips me off for a parabola is a bounce from a 236. And so far we're trying to do it again. We're trying to do it again. So cross our fingers. This is the 1 hour time frame. This is short term. So we will know soon enough. We probably don't have to wait for weeks like we did on the other one, where it kept us going for, what was it, almost 2 months, felt like. At least 6 weeks sideways above that 236 last one we looked at. That gave us the nice move up. And it looks like we're just kind of mimicking that, like a little small fractal of that idea. So, I don't know. I wouldn't put it into a flag to the upside, but we could take a trend line and put there on top. People probably seeing symmetrical triangles here. I don't try to squeeze the little patterns on the tips or anything. I don't. If you got a major trend line like this, that should be the bottom of whatever pattern you're looking for. This guy here. Anything happens above it, I mean, it's just, whatever. And so we got a bottom trend line, and then we got this one hanging over. Oh man, am I that dude that used to draw these guys? I used to hate seeing when they post these guys. Maybe I just didn't understand how beautiful of a setup that it is and what it's saying. But you're looking to break one or two of these two trend lines. It's the simplest explanation. It looks like it's leaning toward breaking this one more than breaking this one, which is cool. And I'm not sold on this trend line. We're going to follow that little guy right here. So make sure we I'm following that new possible trend line form in here. Guys, thanks so much for hanging out. I appreciate it. I think I'm going to go ahead. It's been about an hour 17 minutes in. It is now 11:15. I think I covered most of the things tonight. And we even looked at Duco, we looked at Aave, some of the things that are moving, but altcoins are looking kind of juicy. At least for the next few days. Remember, they like to jump us up and then bring us right back down. They like to get you excited, make you chase, then dump you, and you feel like a genius when things are going up, and then they'll put you in a little state of depression for a little bit, and they just make you a bipolar, manic depressive kind of crypto trading mess sometimes if you let it. But that's part of the game. It's give and take, but things are looking nice right now. They're showing some nice signs right now. And the fact that we just had 80,000 Bitcoin unleashed, however, it's probably a lot of it over the counter, but still 80,000 Bitcoin was unleashed, and we just dropped back this. Yeah, an old well from 2011. About 80,000 Bitcoin for $54,000. Now, I don't know if they stuffed it away, lost their wallet, recently found the seed phrase and said, oh man, or if they strategically planned it. I'm going to wait until we hit $120,000 before I sell. If they did, man, I mean, you guys say, you got that cojones, man, because a lot of people would have sold last season. A lot of people would have sold a lot of times, man. Takes a lot of balls to hold on to 80,000 Bitcoin and not sell any from that wallet. That's what I'm saying. And then you sell it for 9 point something billion dollars, billions, like you getting some Lear jets and stuff. And I'm like, that's crazy. I can't even understand it. I can't even fathom that amount of money. 9 something billion, $54,000. It just took from 2011 to 2025. That's a long haul. That's a lot of conviction for Bitcoin. I'm saying. Surely that's money that they could afford to lose. And I'm like, gosh darn it, back then you had 54,000. Oh, honey, I'm just going to go into our trust fund and grab 54,000 and throw it into this, I'm like, must be nice. Ladies and gentlemen, thanks for hanging out with me. We'll see you again tomorrow night. Trade carefully, trade wisely, but there should be some nice setups. We'll keep our eyes out for them as these markets want to continue. I would avoid chasing, but if you got some, take profits along the way. See what we can do. Find a good place to add to your bags at a point of support. You might consider it, what I'm saying. But we're starting to get paid, baby. It's starting to happen. And looks like tomorrow might be an interesting day on Sunday. Monday, you know how that is. Even tomorrow night. I mean, they might get us all ballsy, chasing tomorrow and then dump us tomorrow night. You know how they do. They like to play us. The best thing is don't chase on the weekends. That's the best rule of thumb to go by. We try to make our plans during the week, what we're going to do during the weekend. Hopefully it's taking some profits. Good night, everybody. Thanks for hanging out. I'll see you on the end screen.
You chased the green in the midnight glow, held your heart close but let your logic go. A lover's game with charts that climb and dive, but don't lose yourself trying to feel alive. Don't marry your trades.
That's a good one.
Fade. The market's a siren with a price to be paid. Hold your soul steady.
Pretty marshmallow. Like I said earlier to somebody else, can you ever really be late to a late show? Huh?
She'll lure you in with promises so sweet, but volatility whispers lies at your feet. You can't buy love with a bullish streak. When emotions rule, your wallet gets weak. Don't marry your trades, let the candle fade. The market's a siren with a price to be paid. Hold your soul steady when the FOMO calls. In the dance of the market, don't risk it all. Step back, baby, take a breath and see. Not every high is your destiny. You're the captain, don't drown in her waves. Crypto love's fickle, but your heart can be saved. Don't marry your trades, let the candle fade. The market's a siren with a price to be paid. Hold your soul steady.
That's nice.
When the FOMO calls. In the dance of the market, don't risk it all.
What's my favorite movie? I don't know if I've got a favorite one, but I used to claim that Oh Brother, Where Art Thou was my favorite movie. I still like that one. Still like that one a lot. I think it's definitely a classic. So I guess maybe I'll still go with that one. But I mean, there's lots of them that I like, but that one reminds me of the remnants in the town I grew up with. They were still kind of in that era when I was growing up. It was kind of wild. I'm not that old though.
The market's buzzing, I jumped too soon. Altcoins tease with a reckless tune. Hypos me in, I missed the sign. I'm rocking the rush.
All right, everybody, thank you for hanging out. I'm going to go ahead and call it a night. 1 hour, 23 minutes in. Let the little dog wave, and we'll say good night, John Boy. Good night, John Boy. Oh, somebody breaking in the house.